Okay, brothers and sisters, you're still with me. I went ahead and cleaned the top of the slide out, and I used a two-step product as a cleaner and a sealer. And it looks like the sealer is almost like Armor All, which I am not an Armor All fan, but I use it anyway. So it should help, maybe help those slides, those seals sliding out better, so they don't get hung up. Next step is to mark this slide out awning rail where it's mounted to the topper. Let's see where. Unravel it. No one says it's fun. It's worth it in the end. Okay. Keep in mind, we're unwinding it counterclockwise, so we'll have to wind it back up clockwise. At least that's my theory. Boy, look how nasty that is. Can you see that in the camera? Yeah, you can. Of course, this would be a lot easier with two people, but sometimes when you're off the grid, you don't have two people to help. So I'm trying to do this by myself. All right. Let me turn this camera up just a hair. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to mark this. Oh, this is slid in there. Right there. I'm going to need to pull this through one more time. Alright. One more time. There it is. Now you can see it's slid in. We'll mark this slide-in point right here. Arrow. Go down to the other end and do the same thing. And here. Alright, now, see what we got going on here. Don't know. Looks like it's going to slide right out of there, down at that end. Okay. And I'll lose that screw. Next thing I know, I'll run over it and be in my tire. Put these screws in the truck. The rest of them. know if you can see that or not. Let me put the camera down here. Move this out of the way and the ladder. Hopefully the wind won't kick up. No, it will. It is. And just slide right out here. Just like so. Then, that certainly was easy enough. Now, and somehow take this, slide it on there. Is it possible? I don't know. Lineup marks. Uh-oh, that just twisted. That just came loose. Now I lost the spring load. This thing, I think, is broken. Okay, brothers and sisters, here's where we're at. It's about an hour later. I've gotten the tarp up there, topper. It's ready to put the mounts on, but I made a mistake. Chuck never makes mistakes, but he made a big one this time. What I did is when this was hanging down without support, this part right here, this bar, had a hole in it similar to that right there, and it was weak, so it bent and broke. So I took it down to a welder, and he welded it back together for me. If I ordered online, they wanted about $155 for this assembly, spring assembly. Bad mistake, but he said, when I went to pay him for the job, he says, he hands me his card. Find this card, you can see it. He hands me his card. This is his card right there, and he says, he didn't charge me anything. Just send me some work, some business. So that's his card right there. I'll put it on the description in the video. I can't read it. The camera's in the way, but I'll write it on the video. Thank you. Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Chuck. It's Chuck again. It's a couple days later. I got the topper on. Come out pretty nice. Didn't finish the video on how to install it because it got real windy. And the second reason is because the fact, let me get the camera turned up here a little bit. Hopefully that's about right. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know. Let's see about that. Because there's two springs. One spring inside there, another spring inside here. When you start messing around with springs, it can be a problem because it's dangerous. For example, if it would become unwound while you're on the step ladder like this, and that thing comes unwound, it could knock you off the ladder, and then it would could possibly hurt you. So I don't want to. I'm not the guy who wants to do that video about how to wind those up. But, at some point, you can go on YouTube, and there's a whole bunch of people doing that video on how to wind them. It's not really difficult, but I just don't want to take the liability of showing you how to do it. The way I actually put this awning on is that metal piece was off there. It's hanging down about right here. And when because I wanted to do it by myself, I haven't seen anybody else in any video that did it by themselves, because it's difficult to get to roll that on there, make it slide. Took the roller and put it on the ladder, whatever, and then as I moved along individually, I moved the ladder with it. So it was a way to do it without having to use more than yourself as far as for the project. This camera's a little bit awkward, but you know, that when I unscrewed these up here, and I unscrewed this up here to release the awning down so I could take it apart. Well, what happened was I had all the screws loose on this end except for one, and I thought it was I could just take all about here and just lift it down to the ground. Well, that didn't happen. What happened is that block got hung up there on something, and it broke the inside of the slide out, the awning. So I had to have it welded. But learn from your mistakes. You know, if you don't make mistakes, you're not living. You remember when you was a child? For some of us, that's a long time ago. And you was trying to hit the baseball for the very first time. What happened? You probably swung at the baseball, and it was probably up here or down here. You probably missed it by that much. I know I did. The next time you try it again, missed it on maybe that much. Well, it took about probably 50 swings at that ball before you ever hit it. And so that was a mistake. Every time you missed it, it was a mistake. But you have to learn from your mistakes. That's very difficult to learn from your mistakes. All right. Well, I'm going to get on this, working on this RV, try to get it ready for off the grid again. I still have to do some washing on it and clean it up and do little various things. Check the air pressures and stuff. All right. Well, thank you for watching. P.S. brothers and sisters, there's a difference. The groove in the awning itself, a little bit smaller than the grooves up here, and so your topper, it's hard to tell it, but you have to look at it closely. The smaller tube goes on this one, and a bigger tube goes on that one. But, I read my instruction, didn't tell me that. So I had to go back and change it because I'm having a hard time putting it on. But that's just a PS tip. Thank you.